this next project is a master only. So going from that one, which was an insane amount of technical mixing, we're going to just a master. So for the boy Picture. Wait. Yes, Picture. Picture that. Yes. I always used to call him Pixur. It's Pixur. And bro didn't tell me till like 3 years after knowing each other that no, it's Picture. Picture that. I don't know, bro. But yeah, we about to master this one for him. I mean, really, this is just going to the master, so unless we're like adding anything, which I don't think we will, like octaves or anything, I can leave that in the master, and then we'll just master from there, bro. So I mean, let's listen to what we're working with first. I love his music though.
Window shopping, and I still bear the weight. Now tell me, is this shocking that I still stand in place? I told myself it isn't often that I like to her face, but I knew one day, and that day's today, when we set it straight. Can't stop stopping. Every move you make, each road you take, I'm sick of talking, like everything gon' change. That's why I'm up here, window watching, but I still bear the weight when I hit in the rocking, and I still stand in place. I told myself I let you in, and you lay the boundaries, and I would've sinned. Only God knows the places I could've been. We had perfect positioning, but I couldn't win, baby, baby. When we set it straight, can't stopping. Every move you make,
This is a banger, bro.
you take, I'm sick of talking, like everything gon' change. That's why I'm up here, window watching, but I still bear the weight when I hit in the rocking, and I still stand in place. I told myself.
Yeah, that's a sick, man. Classic Picture. Okay. I mean, the main thing that I'm gonna mess with here, I think, is the EQ. We're gonna put a chain on and build it out from there. The compressors on the chain might be a bit much, so we might have to like take one of those off or just lighten the compression. The saturation will help, but the biggest thing I'm noticing here is that there's some spots where we could like boost some frequencies, especially in the mids. I'd have liked to have boosted his vocal mids. Obviously I can't necessarily do that with the master, but if we boost the overall mids, that might still help a bit with what I think I'm hearing, which is there's a bit of a lack of mids here. The low end's pretty good, the high end is pretty good, but there's just some mids missing. So that's what we're gonna do. Get us -6, put the master on. If I can hear immediately it's overcompressed, we'll take it off. Otherwise we'll hop onto the EQ, mess around there.
Now tell me, is this shocking that I still stand in place? I told myself it isn't. Now tell me, is this shocking that I still stand in place? I told myself it isn't often that I like to hurt face, but I knew one day, and that day's today. When we set it straight, can't stop me. Every move you make, each road you take, I'm sick of talking. Like everything gon' change, that's why I'm up here. Window watching, but I still bear the weight when I hit on. And I'm rocking.
The first thing you'll notice is this high end is like super hissy. It could be from the saturation I just added to the master, but we'll try single out in the EQ and see if we can just duck that a bit. We don't want to overdo it, but we'll see if we can just fix that real quick.
Dropping, and I still bear the weight. Myself, it isn't often that I lie to her face, but I knew one day, and that day's today. When we set it straight, can't stop me. It's talking, like everything gon' change. But I still bear the weight when I hit on. And I'm rocking, and I still stand in place. I told myself I let you in, and you lay the boundaries, and I would've sinned. Only God knows the places I could've been. We had perfect position.
I appreciate the love, man. Thank you, bro. Trissy Spritzy. Shout out you, bro. Follow me on Twitch, man. Trying to hit affiliate. I think after today, 2 more streams where I hit the view account, and I'll be an affiliate, so that is dope. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Where you from? Okay, so I mean, we can listen with and without that EQ to see the difference. I mean, what I did here is we took that high end, like normally I'd boost or duck 5K, but I did 4K actually for this one, because it needed a bit more from that 4 to 5K. Also needed to be ducked. And then I have at the other end of the spectrum, I have a classic, just low cut, very gentle 12 dB per octave low cut at like just under 20 hertz, because that's not audible. And then I just had a bit of a duck in the low mids, and then to kind of the mid to high mids, a bit of a boost there as well. That's playing off the band. You're from Germany? Nice, bro. What city? So let's see the difference here. If we play it with and without.
Dropping, and I still bear the weight. Now tell me, is this shocking that I still stand in place? I told myself it isn't often that I lie to her face, but
I mean, the biggest thing that's noticeable is the high end when I muted. Like the high end is just crazy hissy. So that's good to get rid of that. This duck might be a bit much. Might want to just hone this in a little bit. That might be a bit too big of a duck there, because I'm hearing some presence being lost.
myself, it isn't often her face, but I knew one day, and that day's today. When we set it straight, can't stop me. Every move you make, each road you take, I'm sick.
The artist is Pixur. I'll drop the Instagram, I believe, is that, if you want to hit them up.
Now tell me, is this shocking that I still stand in place? I told myself it isn't often that I lie to her face, but I knew one day, and that day's today. When we set it straight.
often less is more when mastering. So I'm going to delete the main compressor I have on the chain because it's compressing it in a way that the kick and the snare become less prominent. Something smells very good. Who's cooking something here? Which I don't want. So we're gonna delete that, and then we just have a little bit of compression with the mix knobs on 30%. So I think it sounds better this way, and then that way the limiter will also not be pushing as hard, I believe. I like that magic preset for the saturation. Yeah, the hip hop one's a bit too intense. So I think we're gonna go with that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna export this and then test it against what it was sent to me to see the difference that we made. So let's export this. You're still in the stream chat. That was like on beat, that was sick. Okay, then we're just gonna duplicate this, make it unique. We're gonna send that to track 2, we're gonna mute that. And then we're gonna grab our exported version. Drag it in. I mean, you can see already how it's been boosted and compressed. Especially with his stuff, like, I mean, that is my natural style with mastering. I compress shit a lot. I do. Some people don't like it. The dynamic range. I think it sounds more professional. Like, more punchy up front. Especially for hip-hop tracks or anything like new wave, basically. If it's like a soft pop song, then you sure. Right? But for anything like this, I think that's the way to go. Some people disagree, but that's my thought pattern. So let's send this to a different track, and then we're just gonna A/B test them. So we have them on 2 and 3. So I'll label this one the mix, label this one the master, and then we're just gonna mute all the master effects, obviously, right? Because we don't want any of these effects that I've put onto the master to create it to be put on again on the master and on the mix. So we just mute those, and then we just listen side by side. So let's just grab like the middle of the song here, and then we'll just listen to the mix and then the master. So I'm hearing things I like, and I'm hearing things that I don't like. Things that I do like is obviously the volume, the mid presence, the presence of the mids in terms of the kick, the snare, the vocals as well sounds a lot more full. The thing that I still don't like is that high end is a little bit intense. Still, I think I could be tripping about that, but I think it's a little bit intense. We'll play the mix.
Window shopping, and I still bear the weight. Now tell me, is this shocking that I still stand in place? I told myself it isn't often that I lie to her face, but I knew one day, and that day's today, when we set it straight.
Yeah, so if I volume match them right there, you can hear, it's subtle, but you can hear that the demo is a bit more low mid, low heavy, and the master now is a bit more mid, high mid, heavy. So the presence is being shifted in the overall sound to be a bit more present, not so much in the low mids, but more so the mids and the high mids. And not necessarily that means that that's like prevalent above other elements of the song. That I just mean that's how I've adjusted it. I've lowered the lows and kind of boosted the mids a tiny bit from the mix that I had. Yeah, the only thing I'm not sure about is the high end. I'm just gonna listen again. I can't make my mind up about it. That's the only thing I'm not sure about right now. Maybe let's listen to a different section. So I'm just gonna look at this again. See if we can just maybe drop it a little bit more in the high end.
Now tell me, is this shocking that I still stand in place? I told myself it isn't often that I lie to her face, but I knew one day, today, that is straight.
See, those frequencies, those are the ones we want to remove. So if I create a high cut, a low pass filter there, and I just kind of dial this in to cut out a certain frequency. So the human ear can hear from 20 hertz to 20,000. So I don't want to cut too much, around like 16, 17, but we'll see what we can get away with.
Still stands in place. I told myself it isn't often that I lie to her face, but I knew one day, and that day's today, when we set it straight.
Also just noticed that we could boost the bass a little bit, so just isolating the range where the bass is. To adjust that, we'll have it pulling though as well. I mean, I kind of like where the high cut is right now. It's just under 20k, but it is kind of rolling off a bit. At around really like 15k, so maybe even a little higher. Something like that. Yeah, roll off around 17. Yeah. I like that. I think I like that more. So then we're just gonna export this. Boom. I'm just gonna call it version 2. And then we'll just A/B test this one with the other one we just did and with the mix. And then we'll see, bro. Alright. So mute that. Get this master 2. Bring in master 2 and send it to track 4. Okay, and then let's test. So this is a new one.
Days today when we set it straight. Every move you make, each road you take. I'm sick of talking like everything gon' change. That's why I'm up here. Window watching, but I still bear the weight when I hit on. And I'm rocking, and I still stand in place. I told myself. Window shopping, window shopping, window shopping, window shopping, and I still bear the weight. Now tell me, is this shocking?
Oh, I still had the master on. I was like, why does this sound weird? Okay.
Window shopping, window shopping, when we set it straight. Now stopping, every move you make, each road you take. I'm sick of talking, set it straight. Now stopping, set it straight. Now stopping, every move, set it straight. Now stopping, set it straight. Now stopping, every move you make.
Yeah, so, I mean, to me, the high sounded a bit more tamed. And the drop, I just want to make sure the bass isn't too loud now.
Set it straight. Now stopping, every move you make, each road you take. I'm sick of talking like everything gon' change. That's why I'm up here. Window watching, but I still bear the weight when I hit on. And I'm rocking, and I set it straight. Now stopping, every move, set it straight. Now stopping, every move you make, each road you take. I'm sick of talking like everything gon' change. That's why I'm up here. Window watching.
So I just want to adjust it a tiny bit, and that's gonna be the one. The bass is just a tad bit overpowering right now, so I just ducked it like a dB, and this is gonna be the one.
Now stopping, every move you make, each road you take. I'm sick of talking.
Alright, I think we are good with that one. Version 3. Alright. Let's go, man. Dope little master.
Bruh.
That's not what I meant to play. That's what I meant to play, bro. Dope to get one in with him. I don't know if I've like mixed or mastered something that he's gonna be releasing, so that's super sick. I mean, I guess I could send him all 3 versions as well, see which one he prefers, but I think number 3 is the winner. Is the winner. Alright, chat. Thank you to everyone that joined the stream. I'm gonna end it there for the day. And yeah, man. I'll be live again tomorrow, probably making beats. So if you want to pull up to the beat stream, that would be dope.